He smiled at the officer, then he looked at me. His eyes were cold. I felt my stomach drop. The handcuffs clicked shut. My legs shook. I couldn't breathe. Just yesterday, he called me boring. He said I never did anything exciting. He laughed when he said it. Now he wasn't laughing. The police weren't laughing either. They said his name. They said the word guilty. I stood there, frozen. My hands covered my mouth. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. This was my husband, the man I trusted, the man I loved. The man who shared my bed, the man who promised forever, and I didn't know him at all. I didn't know him at all. My name is Emma. I'm 32 years old. I live in a small town. Everybody knows everybody here. Our house has blue curtains. I picked them out myself. Daniel said he didn't care. He said I could choose. I water the plants every morning. I make coffee at 6. The smell fills the kitchen. It used to make me happy. I work at a library. It's quiet there. I like quiet. I organize books all day. Fiction. Non-fiction. Biographies. I know where everything belongs. My life felt organized too, until it wasn't. My husband's name is Daniel. We've been married for 5 years. We met at a coffee shop. He spilled his drink on my book. He was so sorry, so embarrassed. I thought it was cute. He bought me a new book and a new coffee. We talked for 3 hours. He made me laugh. He made me feel special. 6 months later, we got married. It was a small wedding, just family and close friends. My mom cried happy tears. Daniel's parents smiled the whole time. Everything felt perfect, like a fairy tale. But fairy tales aren't real. I know that now. Daniel is a salesman. He sells insurance. He travels a lot. Sometimes for days, sometimes for weeks. He'd call me every night. I miss you, Emma. I love you. I can't wait to come home. I believed every word. I never complained. I never questioned. I trusted him completely. People said we were perfect. They said we looked happy. At the grocery store, at church, at neighborhood barbecues. You two are so lucky. You're the perfect couple. And I thought we were. I really thought we were. But something changed 6 months ago. It started small. So small, I almost didn't notice. Daniel started coming home late. Traffic was terrible. My meeting ran long. I had to help a client. Always an excuse, always a reason. He smelled different, like perfume, sweet and floral, not mine. I wear vanilla, light and simple. This was something else, something expensive. He'd smile and say it was from work. He said clients wore strong perfume. You know how those businesswomen are. He'd laugh. I'd laugh too, but it didn't feel funny. I believed him though. I always believed him. Because that's what love is, right? Trust, faith, believing the best. Then he started saying small things, mean things. Little comments that stung. You never want to go out, Emma. You're always tired. You're so boring. The first time he said it, I laughed. I thought he was joking, but he wasn't smiling. I'm serious. You're boring. Other wives go out. They have fun. They're exciting. It hurt deep in my chest, like something cracked. But I didn't say anything. I just nodded. Maybe he was right. Maybe I was boring. I work at a library. I read books. I water plants. That's not exciting. So I tried harder. I cooked his favorite meals. Steak with garlic butter, mashed potatoes, apple pie. I wore makeup more often. Red lipstick, mascara, blush. I smiled even when I was tired, even when my feet hurt, even when I wanted to cry. But it was never enough. He'd sigh when he looked at me, like I disappointed him. Like I was a burden, like I was in the way. I started to believe him. Maybe I was boring. Maybe I wasn't enough. Maybe I needed to change. I bought new clothes, tighter dresses, higher heels, things I'd never worn before. Daniel barely noticed. That's nice, I guess. He'd say it without looking up, without really seeing me. I felt invisible, in my own home, with my own husband. I felt like a ghost. My best friend is named Clara. She's been my friend since high school, 16 years of friendship. We shared everything. Secrets, dreams, fears. Clara is loud and brave. She says what she thinks. She doesn't hide anything. She has bright red hair and a laugh you can hear across a room. She's the opposite of me. But somehow, we work. One day, she came over for tea. It was a Tuesday afternoon. Daniel wasn't home. He was on another trip. Chicago, he said, a big client meeting. Clara looked around the house. She frowned. Her eyes moved slowly, taking everything in. Emma, are you okay? I smiled automatically. Of course. Why wouldn't I be? She touched my hand. Her fingers were warm. You look sad. You look tired. You look small. I looked away, out the window, at the blue curtains. I'm fine. My voice was flat. Even I didn't believe it. Clara didn't push, not right away. She just sat with me. We drank tea in silence. Chamomile with honey, the steam rose between us. Then I started crying. I don't know why. The tears just came, suddenly, violently, like a dam breaking. Clara moved fast. She hugged me tight. Tell me what's wrong. So I did. I told her about Daniel, about the late nights, about the perfume, about the comments, about feeling invisible, about feeling worthless. He says I'm boring. My voice cracked. Clara's face got hard, her jaw clenched. That's not okay, Emma. But maybe he's right. No, he's not. She held my hands. Squeeze them tight. Something's wrong here. I shook my head fast. You're imagining things. He's just stressed. Work is hard. Am I? She looked into my eyes. Really looked. I felt scared. Because deep down I knew something was wrong. I just didn't want to see it. Admitting it made it real, and I wasn't ready. Daniel came home 2 days later. It was Thursday night. He came in carrying his suitcase. He kissed my forehead, not my lips, just my forehead, like I was a child. Hi, boring wife. He laughed, like it was a joke. A funny nickname, but it didn't feel like one. It felt like a knife, small and sharp. That night I was cleaning up, washing dishes in the sink. The water was hot. Steam clouded the window. I saw his phone. It was on the kitchen counter, face up. The screen lit up. A message from someone named J. Just the letter J, no full name. Miss you already. My heart stopped. My hands froze in the soapy water. I stared at the screen. Miss you already. Who was Jay? Why did they miss him? I picked up the phone. My hands were shaking. Water dripped on the screen, but then Daniel walked in. His footsteps were loud. What are you doing? His voice was sharp, sharper than I'd ever heard. I dropped the phone. It clattered on the counter. Nothing. It buzzed. I just saw it light up. He grabbed it fast, too fast. His fingers wrapped around it, like it was something precious. Don't touch my phone, Emma. His eyes were hard, cold. I'd never seen that look before. It scared me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. He stared at me for a long moment. Then he walked away without another word. I stood there alone. My chest felt tight. My hands were still wet. Who was Jay? Why did they miss him? Why couldn't I touch his phone? I wanted to ask, but I was too afraid. Afraid of the answer, afraid of what it meant. Afraid of losing him, even though I was already losing him. A week passed. Daniel was nicer, much nicer. He brought me flowers, pink roses, my favorite. He cooked dinner, pasta with marinara sauce. He even lit candles. He smiled more. He touched my hand. He kissed me goodnight. I felt relieved. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I imagined everything. Maybe everything was fine. I wanted to believe it. So badly. But then Clara called. It was Saturday morning. I was folding laundry. Daniel's shirts. My hands smoothed the wrinkles. Emma, I need to tell you something. Her voice was serious, tense. What is it? I held the phone with my shoulder. I saw Daniel yesterday. My stomach dropped. The shirt slipped from my hands. Where? At a restaurant downtown. The Italian place on 5th Street. I frowned. He said he was in another city. He said he had meetings in Boston. Clara was quiet. Too quiet. He wasn't alone. I couldn't breathe. The room tilted. What do you mean? He was with a woman. The words echoed. With a woman. With a woman. With a woman? Are you sure? My voice was tiny. Yes, I'm sure. I was there with my sister. I saw them at a corner table. They were laughing. He was holding her hand. I hung up. I didn't mean to. My hands just moved. I sat on the floor, right there in the bedroom. Surrounded by laundry, my hands covered my face. I wanted to scream, but I just sat there, silent, broken, empty. Daniel came home that night. He was whistling. Some tune I didn't recognize. He looked happy, relaxed. I was sitting in the dark, in the living room. On the couch, just sitting. He turned on the light. Emma? Why are you sitting there? You scared me. I looked at him, really looked. At his face, his smile, his eyes. Who was he? Where were you yesterday? He blinked. What? Where? Were. You. Each word was separate. Hard. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. I was working, in Boston. I told you that. You're lying. The words came out sharp. His smile faded, disappeared completely. Excuse me? Clara saw you. At the Italian restaurant. On 5th Street. His face went hard, like stone. Clara's a liar. No, she's not. She's trying to cause problems. She's always hated me. That's not true. He stepped closer, towered over me. Are you seriously accusing me? His voice was loud, booming. I flinched, pulled back into the couch. I just want the truth. The truth? Fine. He threw his bag down. It hit the floor hard. I was with a client. A woman? Yes, a woman client. Her name is Rebecca. We had a beau. He said it like I was stupid, like I was crazy. Business lunches don't happen at night. It was dinner, whatever. Clara said you were holding her hand. His jaw clenched. I wasn't. Your friend is mistaken, or she's lying. Why would she lie? I don't know, Emma. Maybe she's jealous. Maybe she wants what we have. I wanted to believe him. I wanted it so badly. But something in his eyes, something cold, something empty, told me he was lying. I knew he was lying. I couldn't sleep that night. I lay awake for hours. Daniel snored beside me, deep and heavy. I stared at the ceiling. The shadows moved. My mind was racing, running in circles. At 3 a.m, I got up, quietly, carefully. I went to his bag. It was still in the living room, where he'd thrown it. My hands were shaking. I unzipped it slowly. The sound was loud in the silence. Inside was his wallet, his keys, some papers, and a receipt, folded small. I opened it. My heart pounded. It was from a hotel. Not a restaurant, a hotel. The Riverside Inn, room 204. 2 nights, checked in Thursday, checked out Saturday. My heart broke, physically broke. I felt it crack in my chest. I covered my mouth. Tears ran down my face. Hot and fast. I took a picture of it. My phone shook in my hand. Then I put everything back. Exactly how it was. I climbed into bed, but I didn't sleep. I just cried, silently, so he wouldn't hear, so he wouldn't know. I cried until the sun came up. The next morning, I called Clara. My voice was hoarse. I found a hotel receipt. She gasped. Emma, I'm so sorry. What do? I sounded desperate. Lost. You confront him. I'm scared. I know, but you have to. What if he gets angry? Then he gets angry. But you need the truth. She came over an hour later. She brought coffee and tissues. We sat at the kitchen table, the same table where we'd had tea. Clara held my hand. You deserve the truth. What if I don't like it? You already don't like it. She was right. You're not boring, Emma. Her voice was firm. You're kind. You're thoughtful. You're loyal. He's the one with the problem. He's cruel. I nodded. Tears fell again. She was right. I knew she was right. But it still hurt. Knowing wasn't easier. Daniel came home early that day, around 4 in the afternoon. He saw Clara's car outside. He saw her through the window. His face went cold. He walked in without knocking, slammed the door. What's she doing here? I stood up. My legs felt weak. We need to talk. Not with her here. Yes, with her here. He laughed, a mean, ugly laugh. This is ridiculous. You're being dramatic. I pulled out my phone. My hands still shook. I showed him the picture, the hotel receipt. His face changed. First shock, eyes went wide, then anger. Jaw clenched. Red crept up his neck. You went through my things? You lied to me. That's invasion of privacy. That's a betrayal. You're talking about betrayal? My voice rose. For the first time in months, I was loud. You stayed at a hotel for 2 nights while I was here, thinking you were in Boston. That's not what it looks like. Then what is it? He opened his mouth, then closed it. He had no answer, no excuse, nothing. Clara stood up. She moved beside me. Tell her the truth, Daniel. He glared at her. Stay out of this. No, I won't. Emma deserves better than this. Better than you. He turned to me. His face was red. Fine. You want the truth? His voice was shaking, with anger or fear, I couldn't tell. I've been seeing someone. The world stopped. Everything went silent. I felt my knees go weak. Clara grabbed my arm, held me up. For how long? My voice was tiny, barely a whisper. 6 months. 6 months. Half a year. While he called me boring, while he made me feel small, while I tried so hard, while I cooked his meals, while I wore makeup, while I smiled through pain, he was with someone else. Who is she? I needed to know. He looked away, at the wall, at the floor, anywhere but me. It doesn't matter. Tell me. Emma, tell. Me. My voice was steel. Clara's hand squeezed mine. Her name is Jessica. Jessica J. The messages, the perfume, the hotel. Everything made sense now. All the pieces fit. Do you love her? He didn't answer, just stood there. Silent. That was answer enough. Get out. My voice was stronger now. Emma, wait. Get out. We can talk about this. There's nothing to talk about. You lied for 6 months. You made me feel worthless. You broke every promise. Get out of my house. Clara stood beside me, her arm around my shoulders. Daniel looked at both of us. His face was twisted, angry, hurt, confused. Then he grabbed his bag. He grabbed his keys. He slammed the door so hard the windows shook. The house was silent, completely silent. I collapsed into Clara's arms. I cried for hours, deep, wrenching sobs. She didn't say anything. She just held me, rocked me, let me break. 2 days later, Clara called. It was early morning. I was still in bed. I hadn't moved much. Her voice was strange, urgent. Emma, turn on the news. Why? Just do it. Now. I reached for the remote. My hands still felt numb. I turned on the TV and I saw his face, Daniel's face. On the news, right there on the screen. My blood ran cold. The reporter was talking, a woman in a blue suit. Local man arrested for fraud. Fraud? What? Daniel Harper allegedly stole money from multiple clients, over $200,000. I couldn't breathe. My chest was tight. The screen showed his company, his office building, his smiling photo, the one from the website. Then police leading him away, in handcuffs, silver handcuffs. His head was down. Clara was still on the phone. "Emma, are you there?" I couldn't speak. "Emma? He's been arrested?" "Yes." My mind was spinning. Fraud, stealing, lies. Everything was a lie, not just our marriage, everything. How much did he steal? They said 200,000, but they think it's more. I felt sick, physically sick. I ran to the bathroom. I threw up. An hour later, my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. "Hello?" My voice was rough. "Is this Emma Harper?" "Yes. This is Detective Morris, from the county police." My heart pounded, hard and fast. "We need to talk." "About what?" "About your husband. About Daniel Harper." They came to my house, 2 detectives. Detective Morris was tall, gray hair, kind eyes. The other was younger, Detective Lee. They sat in my living room, on the same couch where I'd confronted Daniel. "Mrs. Harper, did you know?" Detective Morris looked at me carefully. "Know what?" "About the money." I shook my head. I didn't know anything. They looked at each other. A silent conversation. "He's been stealing for 2 years. 2 years. Not 6 months. 2 years. Longer than the affair. We need to ask questions." "Of course. Whatever you need." They asked about his trips, his clients, his behavior, his spending. I answered everything. I told them about Jessica, about the hotel, about the lies, about how he called me boring, about how he made me doubt myself. They wrote everything down, in little notebooks. Detective Lee's pen moved fast. "You're not in trouble, Mrs. Harper," Detective Morris said it gently. "But we need your cooperation. We need access to accounts. We need documents." I nodded. "Anything. I'll help however I can." I felt numb, like I was watching someone else's life, like this was happening to someone else. Not me, not Emma, not the quiet librarian, but it was me. This was my life. That night my phone rang again. Another unknown number. I stared at it. Should I answer? I almost didn't. "Hello? Is this Emma?" A woman's voice. Young. Nervous. "Yes. Who's this?" "It's Jessica." I froze. Completely froze. "Why are you calling me?" My voice was ice. "I need to talk to you." "About what?" "About Daniel. I don't want to hear it. Please, just listen." I didn't hang up. I don't know why. Maybe I needed to hear. Maybe I needed to know. He lied to me too. I laughed bitterly. It sounded harsh. Mean. "You knew he was married." "No, I didn't." I paused. "What?" "He told me he was divorced. He said you left him. He said you were cruel. He said you took everything." My chest hurt. "That's not true. None of that's true. I know that now." Her voice cracked. She was crying. "He stole from me too." I sat down. Hard. "What?" "He took $30,000. He said it was for investment. He said we'd make money together. But he just took it. He just disappeared with it." We were both silent. 2 women, both betrayed. Both lied to, both broken. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "For what?" "For believing him. For not checking. For being with him." I wanted to hate her. I wanted to scream at her, but I couldn't. She was a victim too. Me too. Me too. We hung up. I stared at the wall. Daniel didn't just lie. He didn't just cheat. He destroyed lives, mine, hers, and who knows how many others, how many clients, how many women, how many people believed him. The detectives called again. Over the next few weeks, we're building a case. We have 12 victims. 12. 12 people he stole from. We need you to testify. Okay, I met with a lawyer, a prosecutor. Her name was Miss Patel. She was kind but serious, sharp eyes, firm handshake. This will be hard, Emma. I know. You'll have to face him. In court. In front of everyone. I understand. She showed me documents, piles of them, bank statements, emails, photos, text messages, evidence of everything, every lie, every theft, every betrayal. My hands shook as I read. He'd been so careful, so calculated. He's facing 10 years, 10 years in prison, maybe more. I felt nothing, no sadness, no relief, just emptiness, a hollow space where love used to be. The trial was 3 months away, 3 long months. I had to keep living, keep working. Clara stayed with me most nights. She slept on the couch, brought groceries, made me eat. You need to take care of yourself. I tried. I went to work. I organized books. I smiled at patrons, but I felt like a robot. Going through motions. At night, I'd lie awake, thinking about everything, every moment, every sign I missed, every lie I believed. Why didn't I see it? Why didn't I know? Was I stupid? Was I blind? Clara would say no. He was a good liar. That's not your fault. But it felt like my fault. The trial was in October. 3 months after the arrest, I walked into the courtroom. It was big and cold, wood everywhere, high ceilings. Clara was with me. My mom was there too. She'd driven 4 hours. She held my hand. I'm proud of you, honey. I saw Daniel. He was sitting at a table. With his lawyer, he was wearing a suit, navy blue, the one I'd bought him for our anniversary. He looked smaller somehow, weaker, less than he used to be. He saw me, our eyes met, for just a second. He looked away first. The judge entered. Everyone stood. All rise. Then it began. The trial, the truth, everything. They called witnesses, one by one. Clients he stole from. An older man named Robert. He'd lost his retirement, $60,000. He cried on the stand, a young couple, Michael and Lisa. He took their savings. They'd been saving for a house, for their baby. Now they had nothing. Lisa sobbed. Michael held her hand. A woman named Patricia. She was 70. He took $40,000, her late husband's life insurance. She spoke quietly, with dignity. But her hands shook. Jessica testified too. She wore all black. She didn't look at Daniel. She told everything, how they met, how he lied, how he promised her the world, how he took her money. She cried on the stand. I trusted him. I thought he loved me. The prosecutor was gentle. Did he ever mention his wife? No, never. He said he was divorced. I sat there, listening, watching. 12 people, 12 lives, all ruined, by one man, by Daniel, by my husband. Mrs. Harper, please take the stand. I stood up. My legs felt heavy, like lead. I walked slowly. Everyone watched. The room was silent. I sat down. The chair was hard. I placed my hand on the Bible. Do you swear to tell the truth? The whole truth? And nothing but the truth? I do. My voice was steady. Stronger than I expected. The prosecutor approached. Ms. Patel. She smiled gently. Please state your name. Emma Harper. How long were you married to the defendant? 5 years. Did you know about the fraud? No. When did you suspect something was wrong? I looked at Daniel. He was staring at his hands. Wouldn't look up? 6 months ago? What made you suspicious? I took a breath. He started lying. About small things. Where he was. Who he was with. Then bigger things. He made me feel like I was crazy. Like I was imagining things. My voice shook. He called me boring. He said I wasn't enough. He made me feel worthless. While he was stealing. While he was lying. While he was with someone else. while he was destroying lives. The courtroom was silent, completely silent. "Thank you, Mrs. Harper." I stepped down. My legs were shaking. Clara hugged me. My mom cried. Daniel looked at me. For just a second, I saw something in his eyes. Regret, shame, fear. I didn't care anymore. Daniel's lawyer tried. He really tried. My client made mistakes. But he's not a monster. He's a man who fell, who made bad choices. He's sorry for what he did. Daniel took the stand. He looked nervous. His hands were shaking. "I'm sorry." His voice was small. "I never meant to hurt anyone. I got in over my head. I made mistakes." The prosecutor stood up. "Mr. Harper, you stole for 2 years. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. Did you think about the victims?" He was quiet. "Answer the question." I tried not to." The courtroom gasped. "You tried not to think about them?" I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't stop. He sounded pathetic. Weak. Small. This was the man I loved? I didn't recognize him. The jury left the room. We waited for 2 hours. It felt like forever. Clara held my hand. "Whatever happens, you're free." I nodded. She was right. I was already free. Finally, they came back. 12 people. Serious faces. The judge spoke. "Has the jury reached a verdict?" "We have, Your Honor." My heart pounded, hard and fast. "On the charge of fraud." The room held its breath. "We find the defendant guilty." "Guilty!" The word echoed, filled the courtroom. Daniel's shoulders dropped. His lawyer whispered to him. He looked broken, defeated, empty. The judge spoke again. "Daniel Harper, you are sentenced." Everyone leaned forward. "To 8 years in prison." 8 years. He'd be gone for 8 years. I felt Clara squeeze my hand. My mom cried quietly. I just sat there. It was over. Finally over. We left the courtroom. The sun was bright, too bright. It hurt my eyes. Reporters were outside, cameras everywhere. Flashing. "Mrs. Harper, how do you feel? Do you forgive your husband? What's next for you?" I didn't answer. I couldn't. Clara guided me to the car, her arm around me. Protective. We drove in silence. I watched the trees pass, the houses, the world moving. When we got to my house, no, not my house, just a house, I didn't want to go in. Too many memories, too much pain. "Stay with me tonight," Clara said. "Okay." We went to her apartment. She made tea, chamomile with honey, the same tea from months ago. We sat on the couch. "You did it, Emma." "Did I?" "Yes, you stood up. You told the truth. You survived." I nodded slowly. Maybe she was right. I felt tired, exhausted, but also lighter, like something heavy was gone, like I could breathe again. A week later, I got mail. From the prison, from Daniel. I stared at the envelope. My name in his handwriting, that familiar slant. Clara was with me. "You don't have to open it." "I know." But I did anyway. My hands shook. The letter was short. "Emma, I'm sorry. I know that's not enough. I was selfish. I was cruel. I was a coward. You deserved better. You deserved everything. I hope you find happiness. Real happiness. The kind I couldn't give you." Daniel, I read it twice, 3 times. Then I tore it up, slowly, carefully. I threw it away. "Good," Clara said. I agreed. Words didn't matter anymore. Sorry didn't fix anything. It didn't give people their money back. It didn't give me my time back. It was just words, empty words. Months passed, slowly at first, then faster. I sold the house. Too many memories. Every room held a ghost. I moved into a small apartment on the 3rd floor. It had big windows, lots of light. I could see the park. I started painting again, something I used to love. Before Daniel, before marriage. I'd painted in college, landscapes mostly, but Daniel said it was childish, said I should focus on real things, so I stopped. I put away my brushes, my canvases, my colors. Now I painted every evening, after work. I painted sunsets, orange and pink and gold. I painted flowers, bright and bold. I painted open roads, going nowhere, going everywhere. Clara visited often, so did my mom. They'd sit and watch me paint. "You're good at this. Why did you stop?" I shrugged. I don't know, but I did know. I stopped being me. Somewhere along the way, I became what Daniel wanted. Small, quiet, boring, but I wasn't boring. I never was. I went back to the library. My co-workers were kind. They didn't ask too many questions, just welcomed me back. "We missed you, Emma." I started to smile again. Real smiles, not fake ones, not forced ones, smiles that reached my eyes. I was healing, slowly, but I was healing. At the library, I met someone new. Her name was Mia. She was 24, shy and quiet. She reminded me of myself, the old myself, the small one. She came in every Tuesday, always at 2 o'clock, always reading romance novels with happy endings. One day she looked sad. Her eyes were red, puffy. "Are you okay?" I asked. She looked up, surprised. "I'm fine," but her voice cracked. "You can talk to me, if you want." She hesitated, looked around. Then she told me. Her boyfriend was mean. He called her stupid, said she couldn't do anything right. He yelled at her, made her feel small. I felt my chest tighten. I knew that feeling too well. "That's not love," I said gently. She looked at me. "But he says he loves me. Love doesn't hurt like that. Real love lifts you up. It doesn't tear you down." I held her hand. "You deserve better." She started crying, right there in the library. I gave her tissues. I gave her my number. "Call me anytime." She nodded. 2 weeks later, she texted. I left him. 3 words. But they meant everything. I was so proud. A year later, Clara got engaged. She was so happy, glowing. Her fiancé's name was Thomas. He was kind and funny. He made her laugh. He treated her like gold, like she deserved. "Will you be my maid of honor?" "Of course," I cried when she asked. Happy tears this time. The wedding was beautiful, small and simple. In a garden. White flowers everywhere, just close friends and family. I stood beside Clara in a lavender dress. She was glowing, radiant. When she said, "I do," I cried. Again, so much joy. At the reception, she hugged me, held me tight. "Thank you for being here, always. You'll find this too, Emma." I smiled. Maybe, but I wasn't looking anymore. I wasn't waiting for someone to complete me, to make me whole. I was whole already, just me, Emma, and that was enough. Mia and I became close. We'd meet for coffee every Saturday morning. She was going to school now, studying nursing. She wanted to help people. She smiled more, laughed more. "I feel free," she said one day. I squeezed her hand. "You are free." She told me about her classes, her friends, her dreams. She was blooming, growing, becoming herself. 2 years after the trial, I got another call. "Detective Morris, Mrs. Harper, I wanted to update you." My stomach dropped. "Is everything okay?" "Daniel is being released early." My heart sank. Everything went cold. "Why?" "Good behavior. He'll be out in 3 months." I felt panic rising, like water filling my lungs. "Will he contact me?" "There's a restraining order. He can't come near you. He can't call you. He can't write to you." "Okay, but call us if he tries. Anything at all." "I will." I hung up. I sat down. My hands were shaking. But then I took a breath. A deep one. He couldn't hurt me anymore. I was stronger now. I wasn't the same Emma, not the woman he married, not the woman he broke. I was someone new, someone better, someone whole. One morning I looked in the mirror. Really looked, not just a glance, but a real look. I saw someone new. My eyes were brighter, clear, alive. My shoulders were back, strong, confident. I didn't look afraid anymore. I didn't look small. I smiled at myself. A real smile. You survived. I said it out loud. To my reflection. You're strong. You're brave. You're enough. And I believed it, finally believed it. I started going to the park, the one I could see from my window, every evening after work. I'd walk the paths, watch the sunset. Sometimes I'd sit on a bench. Just sit and breathe and be. One evening I saw an older woman feeding the ducks. She smiled at me. Beautiful evening, isn't it? It is. You come here often? Every day now. Me too. For 20 years. She told me about her life, her husband who passed, her children who visit, her garden at home. We talked for an hour, like old friends. When we parted, she hugged me. You have kind eyes, dear. It made me cry. Happy tears. Thanksgiving came. I spent it with my mom and Clara and Thomas. We cooked together. Turkey and stuffing, cranberry sauce, apple pie. We laughed a lot, told stories, remembered good times. Around the table, we held hands. What are you thankful for? Mom asked. Clara spoke first. For Thomas, for love, for family. Thomas went next. For Clara. For this food, for belonging. My mom squeezed my hand. For my daughter, for her strength, for second chances. Then it was my turn, for surviving, for friends who stay, for finding myself again. Everyone was quiet. Then Clara raised her glass. To Emma. To Emma, we toasted. I felt loved, really loved. Winter came. Snow fell softly, covering everything, making it new. Clean. I loved winter now. The quiet, the peace. I'd wrap in blankets, drink hot chocolate, paint by the window. Mia came over sometimes. We'd watch movies, old romantic comedies with happy endings. We'd laugh and cry and eat popcorn. Do you think you'll date again? She asked one night. I thought about it. Maybe. But I'm not looking. If it happens, it happens. She nodded. You're really happy, aren't you? Yes. I really am, and I meant it. In February, something amazing happened. The local gallery was having a show, local artists. Clara convinced me to submit. Your paintings are beautiful. People should see them. I was nervous, but I submitted 3 pieces. A sunset, a field of flowers, an open road. They accepted all 3. I couldn't believe it. The opening was on a Friday. I wore a blue dress. Clara and Thomas came. My mom drove up. Mia came too. The gallery was full, people everywhere, looking at art. Drinking wine, talking softly. I saw my paintings on the wall, with little cards next to them. Emma Harper. My name, my art. People stopped to look. These are beautiful. So peaceful. I love the colors. Someone bought the sunset. Then someone bought the flowers. I almost cried. See, Clara whispered. You're not boring. You never were. Spring came slowly. Flowers bloomed in the park, yellow and purple and pink. The world felt new, full of possibility. I got a promotion at work. Assistant head librarian. More responsibility. More pay. I felt proud. I was building something, a life. My life. Mia graduated. I went to her ceremony. She wore her cap and gown. Her smile was huge. I did it. You did it. We hugged. She started her nursing job at the hospital. She loved it. I help people every day. It feels good. I understood. One day in May, I was at the grocery store, buying apples and bread. I saw a familiar face. Jessica. She saw me too. We both froze. Then she walked over. Emma. Jessica. How are you? I'm good. You? I'm better. We stood there. Awkward. Two women connected by pain. I'm sorry, she said again. I know. Do you want to get coffee? I hesitated, then nodded. Okay. We sat at a small cafe, ordered lattes. We talked for an hour, about everything, about healing, about moving forward. I'm in therapy now, she said. That's good. It helps. I might try that. When we left, we hugged. Take care, Emma. You too. I never thought I'd forgive her, but I did. Not for her, for me. If you're reading this or listening to this story, thank you. Thank you for being here. Maybe you see yourself in my story. Maybe someone calls you boring, or stupid, or too much, or not enough. Listen to me. Really listen. You are not the problem. They are. Love doesn't make you smaller. It makes you bigger, brighter, stronger. Love doesn't tear you down. It builds you up. If someone makes you doubt yourself, walk away, even if it's hard, even if it hurts, even if you love them, even if you're scared. You deserve kindness, you deserve truth, you deserve respect, you deserve peace. Don't wait like I did. Don't stay silent. Don't believe the lies. Speak up. Ask for help. Reach out to a friend, a family member, a counselor, a hotline, anyone. You are not alone. I promise you're not alone. There are people who will help, who will believe you, who will stand with you, and you are not boring. You are not stupid. You are not too much. You are enough, exactly as you are, right now, in this moment. You are enough. It's been 3 years now, since the arrest, since the truth, since everything fell apart, and came back together, different, better. I'm 35 now. I have my own apartment, my own life, my own happiness. I paint every evening. I've sold 10 paintings. I have a small following. People who like my work, who see beauty in what I create. I'm still at the library, head librarian now. I love my job. I help people every day find books, find answers, find hope. Mia is thriving. She has a boyfriend now, a kind one, who treats her well. Clara and Thomas are talking about kids. She's so excited. My mom visits once a month. We cook together, talk for hours, make up for lost time. I'm happy. Really, truly happy. Not because of someone else, but because of me. I found myself again. The Emma I lost. Or maybe I found a new Emma, stronger, braver, freer. Last month I saw him, Daniel. He was out of prison. I was at the grocery store, the same one where I'd met Jessica. I was buying oranges. I looked up, and there he was, older, grayer, thinner. He saw me too. He froze, then he started walking toward me. My heart raced, but I didn't run. I stood still. He stopped a few feet away. Emma. Daniel. You look good. Thank you. I wanted to say, don't. My voice was firm. Don't say you're sorry. Don't ask for forgiveness. Just don't. He nodded. Look down. I hope you find peace. I said it, and I meant it. Then I walked away. I left him standing there. I didn't look back. Not once. When I got to my car, I sat for a moment, my hands on the wheel. I expected to feel something. Anger, sadness, fear. But I felt nothing. He was a stranger, someone I used to know, and that was okay. I thought about that word a lot. Boring, the word he used to hurt me, to make me small. But I'm not boring. I never was. I'm quiet. That's not the same. I like simple things. Books, tea, sunsets. That doesn't make me boring. It makes me me. And there's beauty in that, in quiet moments, in simple joys, in peaceful days. He couldn't see it, but that was his failure. not mine. I'm learning to love myself, the quiet parts, the simple parts. The parts he called boring, they're my favorite parts now. My name is Emma. I was married to a man who lied, who stole, who cheated, who broke my heart, who called me boring, until the police called him guilty. But I survived, and now I'm free. I'm not perfect. I still have hard days, days when I doubt myself, days when I'm scared, days when I'm tired. But I also have good days. So many good days, days full of light and laughter and love. I have Clara, my best friend, my sister in all but blood. I have my mom, who never stopped believing in me. I have Mia, who reminds me why I fought. I have Thomas, who shows me what good men look like. I have my art, my books, my apartment with the big windows. I have myself, and that's more than enough. If this story touched you, please share it. Someone might need to hear it. Someone might be living it right now. Let them know they're not alone. Let them know there's hope. Let them know they can survive and thrive. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you'd do. Tell me your story. Tell me you made it through. I'll read everyone, I promise. And if you're going through something right now, in this moment, I see you. I believe you. I'm cheering for you. You are strong. You are brave. You are worthy. You are not boring. You are beautiful, exactly as you are. From the bottom of my heart, with all my love, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Until next time, stay strong, stay true, stay you.